For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses. Day 21 as the second half of the meet commences. Talking Horses presented by our good friends at Saratoga Water. He is the Big A, Anthony Stabile.
The one and only.
I'm Andy Surley. So you started out the pick six in the carryover yesterday.
I did.
Congratulations to those that hit it in a big way, and you were excited. And then reality set in, and then every other winner looked like that horse of yours that won the first leg.
It was like in. It was like. Remember in were you the person that's never seen Top Gun?
Yeah,
in Top Gun, it was like, where'd he go? Where did who go? Just like missile after missile came flying into that sequence yesterday.
To be fair, it was a sequence that we talked about going in. Looked like an extremely tough and wide open sequence. I think it just, tougher horses hit. I thought the performance of that Jordan's
Leo.
Jordan's Leo
really
for Todd
well.
Pletcher ran
Chased
extremely
the horse
well.
I picked
The horse that was involved in the pace finished dead last, beating almost 10 lengths, and she won with an 83 by her. I thought she was that was a nice performance by her. She could be okay.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but part of the key to that pick six, and obviously we're a bunch of middle-priced to big-priced horses, but I think you hit the nail on the head. If you had to find the lean was Clever Fellow.
Right.
And if you were able to be clever, no pun intended, early, and get to him late.
If you were able to be extremely clever, and also, I would.
Jordan's Leo really was the horse that, to me, kind of busted the ticket.
Who won the second leg?
No, the Juan Vasquez horse. That horse kind of made sense.
No, but you had to go at least 4 deep.
You had
probably
to go 3 or
get
4
that.
deep.
No, I like the horse more than you did, so it's not. I mean, I think we both actually the horse about the same spot, but
third or fourth.
But yeah, I would venture a guess. Because it actually didn't pay that well, the pick six. And there was, I think, about 2/3 or 70% of the live tickets in the last race were on the winner of the race. I would guess the average outlay, and doesn't mean single ticket because somebody could hit on a small ticket that was a backup. I would guess that the average outlay of people that hit that pick six was pretty substantial.
Yeah.
I don't think, nobody was saying that thing on a $24 ticket.
No, unless it was a let it ride kind of day where you were just having a very good day and everything kind of fell your way. Yes, I don't disagree with that.
That was a
Jordan's Leo was really the one because you and I had talked about it. Very little pedigree. There wasn't a race shape for that horse to really find. That horse did every ounce of running and just jogged.
Right. That's the thing about Jordan's Leo. She didn't get lucky to win.
No, she was
Somebody
good.
said to me they thought that the second horse had a bit of a trip, and I said, geez, I thought Javier gave that horse a great ride.
Yeah.
I mean, she just lost the horse.
A little ground, I guess, but that was about it.
She got right to the rail going the first turn.
Well, if you're going to talk about how trips in that race, the winner chased, put the speed away, and
she was considerably the best. I thought that Jordan's Leo is actually oddly one of the sort of good, and not that she ran a huge race. She ran very well and much better than it looks. And I think one of those races sort of might go unnoticed by people. And I thought she ran extremely well in a race that just might not get the attention. It's not a stake race, a non-winners of one. Anyhow, we got 10 today. You are going to bet them through Naira Bets. You know why? Because you want to support racing in New York, and you should. You want to keep the money in the game. Keep the game going. Keep the game healthy. Use the promo code SPOT200, and we will match up to $200 of your initial deposit. We have contests galore. We got the low rollers today. Go see Jay and Ray by the 4-Star Dave every Thursday and Sunday. $40 buy-in.
Saw Ray at Nove last night.
Very exciting. $30 live money, $10 to the prize pool. We also have a Saturday contest, as we have every week. $300 this week, a buy-in. You have to play through Naira Bets. Online only, naira.com/contests. And finally, Saratoga Live, 1 to 6:30 today, all the action on FS2 if you can't join us. So a guy said to me on Twitter, and this was nice, he said that he'd I guess he'd never been to Saratoga, and he'd been watching the live shows, and he said it would encourage me to come, and he came for a week and had a great time, and I guess he said he traveled 1,000 miles to get here, and it's the old Saratoga. You come once, you come every year.
We've been broadcasting the breakfast signal on the Capital OTB signal.
Wow.
And I've had 3 people come over and say, we've never come out to the track. We've played the races, but they live about 80, 90 miles away, and they started coming out to the racetrack. Yeah. That's what you want to do, right? You
what
just want
nicer
to build
place than this?
Had a bunch of kids out yesterday. Claire and her sister Isabel were asking a million questions.
You're the great racing ambassador at those breakfasts. It's
That's
awesome.
my favorite. That's one of my favorite jobs.
No, I do think it's awesome. I think it's great, and I've heard a lot of nice things about the job you're doing. If you come out in the mornings, you can see my good friend and Talking Horses partner, the great and always entertaining Anthony Stabile.
Thank you very much.
Race number 1. I think you and I are on the same page. Thought we had some agreements today's card, and Juggler and Gimme the Money, both coming out of the same race. And like you, I kind of prefer Juggler, who finished 3rd. I think we'll show that replay. We can wait, though. I'll have a little water.
I'll whistle
You
Dixie.
could have a little Nove pasta.
Yes, little pasta norma.
Anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah, Juggler caught the wet track last time. I just felt like chasing outside and...
Christophe Clement won with a first-time star, was able to wire the field. And, I thought these horses might have been a bit compromised by the way the race was run.
First time out, the horse obviously needed a race, kind of blew the brake, but made up a considerable amount of ground. And
you liked her last time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I thought she ran okay. I didn't really like her, and you liked her last time, and I thought she ran a little bit better, too. Yeah, I'm going to go with experience in here, and you and I were on the same page. I've got the Chad Brown runner picked 3rd. Aggregation. I think you and I have the same page. I heard a little bit of a story on Convertible Freeze, and it's sort of interesting. You've got Klarovich owning Aggregation, who they bought, but Convertible Freeze, the first for Brad Cox, this is a homebred, was bred by Klarovich Stables.
Yeah, I put the horse 4th.
Yeah, I didn't like that horse's 2-year-old sales work, 10 3/5. Maybe Acacia and or Maggie will have a different opinion when we do the show later, but...
The 2 gate works, 2 and 4 back on the work tab were pretty good on paper.
Horse has gotten, I think, some decent workout reports, all things considered.
I don't know.
Nick Tamaro was telling me that this morning.
Okay.
I had Kenny McPeek's nightly mischief.
I do feel like the horses that have run, though, have a little bit of an edge here, always, as always in Saratoga, keep an eye on the board. It's early, but Convertible Freeze is taking a little bit of money early on.
But it is quite early. Race number 2. It's funny, I texted David Aragona on Tuesday, who makes the greatest morning line in the game, and I don't think there's too many people that would argue with that. And I said, you made Candy Flower. We'll take a look at Candy Flower winning 3 races back over Pecatonica, who we 1-9 in here. You made Pecatonica the 3rd choice at 7-2. I think you're going to regret that. Or probably said it more nastily than that, because that's who I am. And David said, I totally botched that line.
No, that's what he was referring to on Twitter?
Yeah, he said I totally botched that line. He said after I made it, I realized that I got it completely wrong. And listen, there's a lot of lines, a lot of horses, and David doesn't fight. And the thing about him also is he's not afraid to admit that he made a mistake, and that's good. I honestly, I thought she'd be 6th. When I looked at this race, it's funny, I saw Horacio De Paz at the sales the other night, and I said, you've got a decent 2-headed monster in the 2nd race. And I said, I looked at the first page of the race, I said, Horacio looks good in here. And he's already been having a solid meet with limited runners. I said, and then I turned the page and saw Candy Flower, and he said, yeah, I think I might have some trouble beating her. You, on the other hand, like Blue Atlas. Why?
I do. I took a little shot with Blue Atlas against Candy Flower. They're the 2 I want in here. I don't think I'm going to be a shorter price than Candy Flower.
No, there's no chance. No, there's 0 chance.
You know what? One of the things I liked best, Andy, is I felt like she ran one of the, if not the best race of her life off of a similar layoff from October to July last year.
Really?
And then I do. Yeah, I mean, she was in that My Heart Belongs to Daddy race when My Heart Belongs to Daddy got loose. Then ran once more on the bench now for almost a year, so obviously something went amiss. And yeah, you don't like seeing a 9-month layoff and then a year layoff, but I don't know. She's run well fresh. Like you said, the barn's off to a good start, and I thought she was the alternative to the horse that I thought was going to be a pretty heavy favorite like you did.
Yeah, I saw it very differently than you. I thought Flashing Red was the far more likely runner from that barn because she appears to be the inside speed in here, and I thought the way that she might beat Candy Flowers, she wired him, so I saw it very differently than you. And the 7 Whimsical Muse, the other maker horse, that oddball maker horse that won yesterday. I'll tell you what, if the pick 6 yesterday was races 3 4 through 9, it would be looking at almost $1 million carryover today, because that was some tough horse to make.
Impossible.
Absolutely impossible, and
only paid
got a great trip.
Right,
could have paid $129, and Tyler Gaffalione continuing to ride extremely well here at the meet. And Maker's horses are running, but I do prefer Candy Flower, and I thought that she was just the horse to beat. I would use a little Flashing Red as the backup as maybe the speed, but I thought Candy Flower was the best. Race number 3. We'll talk about Simply Ravishing. You have second, and I have fourth in the Saratoga Dew, who is a champion, trained by Gary Siaka, the New York bred champion quite a few years ago. I hope I'm wrong. I like Harold Lerner. I'd love to see him do well with this filly, but in my opinion, I'll be absolutely shocked if this horse runs well. You know, she was retired after the Ashland. And in my experience, the racetrack, which isn't limited, and maybe someone will come up on Twitter or text me some example that proves me wrong, and perhaps there are examples and I'm wrong, but boy, I can't remember horses getting retired like that and coming back and running. I am very circumspect, Anthony.
Especially fillies and mares.
Yeah.
Especially fillies and mares. I think they tried to breed her. Now, it was a little late.
They didn't call you, did they?
It was a little, no. It was a little late in the season.
I'm a gelding, so.
I believe they tried to breed her, and she didn't take, obviously. And they put her back in training. It's just, it just never seems to work.
She was a wonderful filly. When she was good, she would absolutely smother this field.
Oh, my God.
This was the one that I was joking about in the P.G. Johnson. Like, why would anybody bet this horse? Kenny McPeak just left the horse in. And she made me look like an idiot, which I'm pretty good at doing myself on a number of occasions. And then she just crushed the field in the Alcibiades. I mean, she was good. You are correct. They tried to breed her into some mischief. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, and she didn't take.
The third member of the Talking Horses, our Billy Preston.
Preston. Right. Yeah, I mean, look.
I wish her well. I like to see Kenny do well with her.
I put her
but
second.
I want no
for
part
the
of her.
simple fact that she has races on memory,
and she's the speed
that will crush these horses, and she's going to be in front. Now, with all of this said, she has one race since November. She was taken off the racetrack. She was wound down. She was bred. It didn't happen. And now she has to go 9 furlongs on top of
And by the way, these aren't a bunch of bums. We'll take a look at Mrs. Orb winning at Pimlico. Took her show on the road. I'm a little offended by that. We like her to be around. And she's run effectively at 1 1/8. And, they weren't, she was second 6.5 furlongs at Saratoga as well. They were not 9 furlong races, but I love this horse. She's a model of consistency. I was happy when she didn't sell at the Keeneland sale and they decided to bring her back and Mike Maselli has her again. I mean, she's such a great New York bred rags to riches story, right?
Fantastic.
She was languishing in $40,000 maiden claimers, I think. And Mike just completely turned her around. And she's really one.
Right around the Columbus Day of 19, right?
Yeah, you and I this is one horse that you and I both together love.
Yep.
What a record she has. 19 of 25 hitting the board, 15 of 25 first or second.
We're not doing this for our friend Naja Thompson, who's over at the New York.
He may be your friend. I don't like that guy.
You don't like the guy?
He used to be my friend.
I'll say this, though. This field, if this field doesn't make you want to run out and buy a New York bred Sunday or Monday night at the sale, I don't know what field is going to. 200,000 for Dancing Kiki, 422 for Simply Ravishing,
450 for Maiden Beauty,
right.
5 and
450
change.
for Maiden Beauty,
almost 500. Right, the purses in this race, the wins. Forget about Simply Ravishing, who won a Grade 1, and you've got
$2 million.
1.6. There's over $2 million earnings in this 5-horse field. I agree.
5-horse field.
No, I agree.
Go buy a New York bred.
I agree. I will tell you, in playing the early pick 5, I will not have a penny on Simply Ravishing. If I lose, if she wins, I tip my cap. Be happy for Harold. I don't want any part of her. I'm not using her for a nickel.
Let me ask you a question, Andy. At the 9 furlongs, how is Mrs. Orb going to get beaten here?
He didn't really just say that, did he?
Yeah.
She'll get beaten when somehow Dancing Kiki improves off the Michael Dubb Mike Maker claim, or Maiden Beauty runs one of the races.
Could you imagine if Mrs. Orb runs her turn? We talk about the Simply Ravishing.
If Mrs. Orb runs her good race, she's going to win. But
regardless of Simply Ravishing,
what about Espresso Shot? She's not really a 9 furlong horse, but she has run second at 9 furlongs, albeit in an off-the-turf 4-horse field. But
without Mrs. Orb, yes, but with a filly that's already shown you she'll eat up ground.
I like Mrs. Orb, but I'm not going to make proclamations. How are they going to lose in the show? I'm not doing that. Not with Mrs. Orb.
Well,
these aren't exactly a bunch of bums.
I mean, she's getting beat by Royal Flag and Lucky Move, who's an open company type 2 going the 9. She won the Bay Ridge over Lucky Move. Going the 9 furlongs, man, I just don't understand. I just don't know how the rest of them are going to stack up with her.
A friend of mine brought up that Bertrando did come back after retiring. He did win a small stake, and he's not wrong about that, but Bertrando was a shell of his former self when he came back.
Yeah, he was.
I think Skywalker, who won the 1986 Breeders' Cup Classic, was retired and came back, and I don't think he could do it.
He came back and got beat 100 lengths in the 87 Classic.
Precision did it. Precision has tried it.
It just doesn't happen.
Right. Now, and this is an unusual. This is a filly, as you say, and a 3-year-old tried a breeder. Yeah. Listen, I wish
a lot has gone on.
I wish him the best.
Last saw the racetrack, so in a short amount of time, by the way.
I'll be surprised when she wins. Race number 4. Spongie's the horse to beat. We'll take a look at her last race. I don't have a big argument against it. She runs her last race, she's probably going to win. On the other hand, I think the field's gotten a little tougher than the field that she beat last time. I mean, Pandemon and, with all due respect, and Electric Youth.
She did it so easily, Andy. She just did it so easily. I mean,
she was back on Saturday, by the way, speaking of Bill Mott.
Yes, I
Speaking
did.
of score, that's a great race.
Yes, I did.
That's a really great race. That Tom Amos horse is back in there.
Loaded field.
You got the horse that impressive Cox winner. You got Mahamel.
I mean, this isn't even a.
I know.
This isn't even a hand ride. I don't even know what you call it.
I agree.
It's a stranglehold.
She's going to be tough if she runs back to it, but I put her second. You know, I just wanted to take somebody else. I didn't need to, and she's way the horse to beat. It's idiotic to suggest she's not.
And I think you picked the only horse you could probably pick against her.
I agree with that. I agree. I mean, we'll show Chocolate Cookie's last race. I mean, Chocolate Cookie shouldn't be eligible for this race because she should have won this race.
Yep.
You know, she completely stumbled at the start, and you know, it wasn't just that she stumbled. But she was going to be very forward in this race, and when she stumbled, it just completely and totally changed the dynamic of the race. And what was, I mean, the pace was slow. It was the turf course was listed as firm. It wasn't firm at this point.
No, we had gotten rain coming into the week.
She really ran well in here, and I thought, you know what? I kind of wanted her to win because I felt like she was so unlucky the first time out. It won't be easy to beat Spongy. I'm an idiot, but I'm not that big an idiot.
And the other problem with her is she'll probably have position on Spongy, but they kind of have a similar running style.
I don't know. Spongy's not that slow. Spongy could be in front in this race. Joel probably won't send her, but she's not that slow.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Again, I'm giving you a 6-5 shot and an 8-5 shot, but I mean this.
No, I know. We're not. No, I think Spongy will be closer to under even money. I think we'll see 5-2 on Chocolate Cookie. I think there'll be a significant, and I think there should be a real difference in their price. That's why I picked the 1.
Agreed.
If they were similar prices,
right,
I would pick Spongy. Right.
Yeah,
I thought there would be a bigger gap in there. You know, with all due respect, and you know I love Creasy. I am a charter member of the Creasy fan club. Saw Murkton Contramachi at the sales the other night. Good guy.
Cantamachi's the fun guys.
Absolutely. I love Creasy. And I'll tell you something. Creasy's not far from being competitive in here. I just thought these horses seemed a little bit better than she was.
I feel like we've kind of seen... See, I feel like, again, we'll talk about the blue sky. Chocolate Cookie with only 4 starts, Spongy with only 5. Mm-hmm. We kind of know who Creasy is at this point in her career. And if one of the other two continue their ascent...
I agree. No, I agree with that. I think that's very fair.
It's going to be hard for Creasy to keep up with them today.
Race number 5. Number 5.
Cinco.
Hot Rod Rumble. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I got her second. Go ahead. Oh, wait. No.
Key Point.
He hadn't changed from the race before it. Key Point, Chad Brown.
Yes.
You know, I heard on TV this morning that Chad Brown is only winning with drop downs and maiden claimers.
Did you hear that? Well, 3 weeks ago he was dead.
It's over for him.
I had to put up an Undertaker.
He may have retired.
GIF on Twitter when he won the 2 races. The Undertaker popping up from the mat because it was a resurrection of Chad. I mean,
his wonderful dad. His wonderful dad will be delivering vegetables to my mom at the door this morning.
That'll be at Phil's birthday party.
Great man.
Saturday night.
The best my mom waits all year long for those.
I'm not making the delivery this year?
No. Jerry's taking care of it. Right to the source.
All right.
Key Point. Is there a story on this horse?
No, I don't have a story.
I mean, I saw David made the horse a short price, so I would assume that means that whether he's heard whispers
when I see that,
or he's
When I see that, I do.
Or he's workout reports or something.
I respect David enough that I do include that.
Well, that means that he's heard something. I respect it too. I'm not be foolish not to.
Don't love what I've seen from the horses.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree. I think this is a more interesting race than you might think.
Okay. I don't love what I've seen, so I went to the chat.
No, I'm not. And listen, if the Chad horse is good, and that's key point for Jeff Drown, a homebred for Jeff Drown, and into Mischief. It's the second foal. The first one did no running.
Fourth. You put the 3 runners ahead of this
You know,
horse, huh?
I lean to horses that have run, and
okay.
The last thing I'm going to do is ask Chad Brown what he thinks of his first time. I don't even know. By the way, I don't even know what they think. I don't even know what they think of aggregation. And that owner's a friend of mine. I hope the horse runs well for them. Let's see. David just texted me. The key point has been outworking the first in the first race. So if the horse wins the first race, then shove it in. Well, this could be a much tougher race than the first race. I'm very interested in Cozy's attitude. I'm very interested in this horse. This horse was wide and far back, and I did a little running. This was the one that was the entry mate. You actually picked this horse last time. This was the entry mate, the one that won, that Charlie thought might need a race or two. So I'm hoping the horse needed a race. I mean,
looked like she was spinning her wheels in the mud a little bit, too.
You don't have Surprise Boss. And by the way, Juan Vasquez is winning now, so you can't knock me for... Well, yeah. Did his horse not blow the field away yesterday? And by the way, off the claim with a maiden.
Yes.
So now, when we have that stat again, you can't say to me they're all at Parks. I mean, I'm not picking on you because you were right that they were all at Parks. You weren't wrong. But I vote the same way as you did, or I would have picked that horse.
I think it also holds to my point, though, that it's hard for him to win at Naira because he did it with a stat that is positive.
But maybe also... He's starting to figure out how to win here a little bit. You know, because this is a guy who wins out of town, and his horse have started to run.
Right.
Surprise Boss, 2 back, and I bet her 2 back. She ran very well. And here's the race. That was a cue. But I can have some water. Thank you. This was an awful beat for me, so I'm going to show it. And lost to Run Curtis Run, who came back and won the stake. And last time out, that race was over when Run Curtis Run went to the lead. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, this horse is perfectly logical in here, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I guess... I don't really prefer this horse today.
Well, you don't have him in the top 4.
I don't know. I thought this horse's best race by far came on a sloppy track.
Well, see, I disagree because I actually thought this horse ran okay first time out and then ran the stake race.
But it wasn't as good as this race. If you add 10 points onto the debut, this race is still 15 points faster.
I'm not. What kind of number do you think the 9 is going to run?
Plus.
So ran a 65 buyer second time out. And the lost horse came back on a stake.
Doesn't she have to deal with Silver Samurai in here?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just think she makes sense in here. I didn't say she'd be in front. Why can't she win from behind? She doesn't need to have the lead.
I guess she can. I'm not a fan.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to use the little 10s. Happy B, that have to keep me in mind.
Because he wanted nothing. He wanted 6 furlongs.
Say again?
You know what's funny you say keep me in mind? I'm looking at my handwriting. That's keep me in mind in case you're interested.
Wow.
That's Serling. Writing down pedigree.
If you were a spy, would be the safest nation on the planet. Nobody could read that. I don't care. Code breakers couldn't figure out that was keep me in mind.
But you're right. It is keep me in mind. Yeah. I can sort of see it now.
I want a little happy.
Didn't you miss the wedding with Tino winning with that 36-1 shot?
Maybe.
That's fine. No, this horse actually has some pedigree. 4 of the run. It's not just keep me in mind. There's actually 4 foals in that dam that did some running, so it's not just keep me in mind. And we did see them score in a nice race. A race that Tom Amos a little unlucky, and so is Billy Mott. But when that Billy Mott horse, that incident at the gate happened, and then circled the field and then rushed up, it may have cost Amos the race. It's the way it goes. It's the way the cookie crumbles.
First your money, then you close.
That's the first 5. We have 5 more.
Imagine that.
First, a word from our good friends at Saratoga Water.
Make business meetings exquisite. Make a weekend outing exquisite. Make a late night snack exquisite. Make a night on the town exquisite. For nearly 150 years, the Saratoga Spring Water Company has been producing the finest spring water available anywhere. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
We're back. I can't speak for you, but we missed you.
1,000,000%.
By the way,
missed us too.
I do want to say, through the midway point of the meet, 20 days of racing, we are averaging a handle of $20.078 million a day. And it's because of you guys. So a hearty thank you to the bettors that keep this game going, without which there would be no game, and jerks like us would have to find a way to make a living.
So thank you,
and thank you for our support. Racing's been good, but it doesn't happen without you guys.
What would you be doing Any clue? Seriously. Well, I've never asked you that question.
I might have been a success. Who knows? Race number 6. We are on the turf at 5.5 furlongs.
Can't even get a straight answer.
What did you...
I picked the horse. Pimanova. Got a little push on this horse.
Can I just say something?
Little Danny Gargan push.
These 2-year-old firsters you've had pushes on, it's looked like somebody has pushed them to the back of the pack. If I were Danny Gargan, I would not want you to have a push on this horse.
Got a little push on this horse.
Okay. It's a funny horse because this horse is a 4-horse to try a turf. 3 of them won. They ran 80 buyers. They were okay. Practical Joke's just
right?
an odd sire for a turf horse.
So strange. Yeah, I don't know.
That guy's big, by the way. This guy's big.
So
right?
strange.
Guy's bigger than me.
And this is another one.
He's really tall.
What am I looking at?
Some guy walked by who's really tall.
Oh, I see.
I'm short, so I have tall people.
You're not really
envy.
short. You're average.
You're right. I'm not as short as people suggest. I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. You're good with being heavy.
You're a little
I'm good
chubby.
with being short.
I mean,
I know. I could lose a little weight. You're not wrong. I think I put on some little weight here.
Listen, not that I'm fine with being heavy.
So there's a story on this horse.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a little. There's a push.
Okay.
And like you said, I saw it's a curious pedigree because of all the turf success, and then you go to a horse in Practical Joke. I don't know.
Yeah. It's odd to have. I thought it was odd to have. But Sadler's Wells Dam to Practical Joke. I mean, maybe it is Coolmore. Oh, Jay owns this horse, Flying P. Okay. No, listen, I'm not. This horse has a big pedigree on the dam side, so I won't be surprised. Skyward Princess for Chad Brown. Dam was 0 for 2 on the turf, but she has produced 4 runners, and that's the 10 Skyward Princess. Produced 4 runners to run the turf. 6 runners, 4 winners, and they were solid. This is the best, probably the best.
Yeah.
One of the best turf. There's some pedigree in this race.
I took the horse that I got the push on that has the good dam side, and I took the horse that made sense with the pedigree, the Chad horse on the outside.
You know what's weird? The workout in adversity. Let's take a look at the workout in adversity. The Mark Casse firster. Arrogate and Artemis Agritera. Dam of Chestertown. Newly gelded. I got to tell you something. This horse looks fast to me.
Looks flying.
Right?
Got a little, looks like Arrogate, too.
This has got a little fly to him.
Yeah.
Why is Mark Casse starting this horse in the turf? He started that $640,000 connect on the turf the other day. The horse took absolutely no money and did no running. Is he just trying to... Now, Mark is a trainer that's been very good in the past of running a horse once or twice in the turf and winning dirt races with him, much like that horse you had yesterday. And so maybe he just wants to get a race under their belt. But, Artemis Agritera on the turf? Wow. And I just thought that workout was so good, I wanted to show it. I can't resist My Cara Mia Mine. And mostly because she's going to be a big price. And the 7 and 10 are probably the right 2 in here. But the dam of My Cara Mia Mine ran 19 times in the turf with 3 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, an 89 buyer, $250,000. She won her turf debut sprinting on the turf at 6 furlongs at 22-1 for Mitch Friedman. And it was a declaration of war. It's a war front, but a very effective sire in these races. I was talking about her with, I think Kirk Wyckoff was talking about when we were having lunch after the humiliation of you in the golf course. Anthony was crying at the lunch. We made him serve also. We did go to Nove, and I will tell you, it was really good.
Pasta Norma.
It was really good. So this horse has pedigree, and Dam won first time out. There's a funny story about the Dam. It's kind of a long story, so I won't tell it. And I just wanted to pick this horse in the pedigree because I figured she'd be a big price.
And you're a big Jay Black and the Americans fan. Do you not know?
What's the best name in this? Is this a Jay Black and the American song?
Yeah, Cara Mia, you know? My Cara Mia, mine. See, Nikolai Volkov also
Unless
did
Jerry Garcia was involved with playing it at some
album.
point, it's unlikely, or Eddie Vedder.
I like Nikolai Volkov's version.
Do you know, don't you, what's the best name in this race? There's a tremendous name in this race. It's not even close. You all know it, right? Dufresne from the sire, the Uncaptured. My hat is off to the connections of Dufresne, the man who called through a mile of blank and came out clean on the other side.
Fort Hancock, Texas.
And that's maybe the movie that everybody loves, right?
One of the greatest
Everybody
movies
loves
of all time.
that, of course, the Shawshank Redemption.
Say Guantanamo.
Yeah, that is a great movie. Truly great movie. Rocco Landisman told me to see that movie when it came out. I thought it looked kind of corny. It's like, nah, that's great.
Loved it.
So race number 7, I guess East Wing is going to make a cameo appearance throughout the meet, be scratched week after week after. Maybe Roy Lehrman is scratching her, hoping that she runs in a day when I'm out or something. It's one of my
favorite. This personally.
It's one of my favorite moments. Is actually a funny Roy Lehrman story from years ago. I like Roy. So you've gone to your man.
I had to go to my man.
Big Lee Einsiedler.
I had to go to Lee.
Malibu Luna. I'll say one thing. You know, can we get her a little more in the game? She's not that slow, is she?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that in the combination of the two fillies she faced last time. I mean, the class relief here is just
off a cliff.
It's off a cliff. I thought three or four of them looked the same, and I just went to the one who I felt like kept just extraordinarily better company last time out. That was it.
Can't argue that.
Yeah. Wasn't much else to say.
I'm going to take the number 4.
Yeah, you can make a case for the 4.
For your main man, Rudy Rodriguez.
Yep.
Because I actually thought she ran pretty well. She contested that quick pace, and I actually thought she held pretty well in there the way the race was run. And I'd rather take her at what I think will be a better price than Malibu Luna, though I don't have a big problem with her. The 11, Hey It's Toddy, I'm not going to leave a claim with a note. I mean, they've had a funny meet, right? They had the luckiest win of the meet. They won a race where their other horse lost the rider at the start with a heavy favor, just got up the wire, and they had the sort of form reversal of the meet when You're to Blame, and then came back and was, I think, eased maybe in the subsequent start.
Yep.
But they're not winning a lot of races, but I think you can't really leave them out completely off the claim. And Hey It's Toddy actually has some races that aren't that bad.
Yep.
So I thought she was a little bit interesting picking up Jose Ortiz as well.
Yeah, that was it. We saw the race pretty similarly.
Anybody else? Nikki Scissors. How about Nikki Scissors? I will say one thing about Nikki Scissors. She's finally getting into a race she can win, right? She's not a turf horse. She's not a mile and a 16th horse. I've never been her biggest fan, but she's been 2 straight spots since being claimed where she had absolutely no chance whatsoever. So, and, you know, Hollywood Gina, the problem is she's part of an entry. And listen, Hollywood Gina, much like the 7, could wake up dropping, but my God, was she bad last time.
Well, I was off the layoff and stuff, so I'll give her another chance.
Okay. No, she's not impossible. Mm-hmm. I could see them. I mean, you and I have the same 4.
Yeah.
Nothing else you want to add to this?
Not really.
Now we come up to the conundrum race of the meet so far. There's something wrong when we're running 7 furlong races for quality horses, and there is as little speed in these fields as there. I mean, this would never have happened. This is the biggest change in the game, how little speed horses have compared to the old days. Right? It's bizarre.
Especially in sprint races.
Yeah. And these are old, tougher horses. This is a wildly, wildly tough race. You have on top one of the few horses that I do not like in here, though I'm glad to see that Cherie Deveau has finally agreed that this is a dirt horse because the best races he ever ran were on the dirt. We'll get to him in a minute. I want to start with Chocolate Bar, who we had 4th, and I could have put on top. I'm going to tell you something. If he runs back to the race we're looking at here, he's probably going to win this race. This was the weirdest race.
Well, he ran into a They Knew.
He and his uncoupled stablemate, Bodie Cream, who didn't appear to be dirt horses, both ran out of their skin, but it was a sloppy off-the-turf race. I want to see it again, but the way Mike Maker's going, we might see it again.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
I could have put this horse 2nd.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I don't think he has the speed, though, to be even competitive early in here. But who knows? The way these Maker horses are going, I wouldn't rule him out.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
The horse that I don't want is Shoplifted. Now, I could have shown the last race. We'll show the 2nd place finish 4 back at Oakland on the slot. This horse was 2nd, I think, in the Hopeful.
Yes, to Basin.
This horse's last race, I thought, was atrocious. Because got like a 4-horse duel in front of him, sat a good trip, and I just had nothing.
I bet on him. Because it looked like they were going to. It looked like it was going to heat up.
He got it.
The horse had run well on wet tracks. He was 2nd in the Hopeful on the wet track. I said this horse.
Well, no, I'm talking about the last race.
Right. No, what I'm saying is
that was a dry track.
Oh, the last race.
The horse's last effort at Churchill was wildly disappointing, and I'm just not sure that he really.
Ansarin came back and ran terribly as well.
Nighttime came back, though, ran very well, lost by a zop.
Yeah, that's true.
But Nighttime was also part of the pace. And he was 4 wide chasing the pace where Ansarin closed. But Ansarin, to be fair, was virtually eased. So I don't think Ansarin came back and ran as badly. I think that something went wrong.
You started the conversation talking about the lack of speed in this race. It affects this horse the most.
No, it probably affects my horse the most, but it doesn't help. No, I actually think Shoplift is going to be very forward here. And I think with Ricardo, you're going to see him close. And I think any of the 4, 5, and 6 could be forward in this race. So we'll look at Let Me Know and Briefcase Bully. Why would you prefer Briefcase Bully to these 2?
I would be absolutely stunned if Briefcase Bully is not on the lead in this race.
Okay.
You could knock me over with a sneeze.
Okay.
If this horse is
Anthony,
in front here.
God could sneeze. It wouldn't knock you over, but okay.
So
I just had to get that in there.
Last time out, Let Me Know, who's right next door again today, got to jump on him early.
Mm-hmm.
But with Luis Saez getting aboard Briefcase Bully and Junior Alvarado getting aboard Let Me Know, I'm going to take the aggressive rider, the more aggressive rider, for a couple of horses that weren't separated by more than a length for the first 3/8 of a mile last time.
You may be right. Louis is an aggressive rider.
I think Louis is going to.
So is Ricardo Santana, and I think Shoplifted actually has more speed than Briefcase Bully, and so is Jose Ortiz on Chocolate Bar. I'm not totally disagreeing. I'm going to say something about Junior. I don't want to pick on Junior. He's having a lousy meet, and he's going badly for him, and he knows it. Maybe Junior can start to mix things up a little bit and be more aggressive.
Maybe.
You know.
And maybe Aneo will wake him up a little bit. He gave him a good ride yesterday, just laying right off the off the favorite.
So,
I would imagine.
It's not like Junior Alvarado is not a good rider. The guy's a good rider. He's had some bad luck, and so maybe he gets more aggressive. I'm going to tell you.
Like you said, I thought Briefcase Bully, Cherie finally figured out this is a dirt horse. I think with Louis aboard, he's going to try and go on a mission here, and I'm just hoping to bottom the field out.
I don't think he's good enough. But okay, that's fine. That's fine. I am not getting on a soapbox in this race.
No, it's hard to.
Mojovation's tough to make.
The other 5 can win.
Yeah. Listen, there is absolutely no question that the horse that I picked, Mios, is pace compromised. That to suggest otherwise is idiotic, and I may be idiotic in picking him for that reason. I went to the old angle of he's the best horse in the race.
Could be.
And Joel's going to be aware of the pace, and he's going to figure it out. Brad Cox is now in for a second start. Brad Cox is a smart guy. I'm just going to bet that Mios is the best horse in the race, and he shows up and win. He met better horses last time out. He may be so pace compromised it won't make any difference, or maybe the pace won't be fast, and he'll be close enough.
But if anybody can figure it out, it's Joel.
Yeah, so I don't know. He may not matter.
Right.
It's not like Jimmy didn't do a good job with him. I think he's a problematic horse. We'll see. It's a very, very tricky race because who knows how it's going to be run, and it's a guess. And I don't think your guess is a poor one. It's just I wouldn't want to lay a lot of money that I'm going to guess how this race is going to be run.
Okay.
Race number 9. I want to show the start of Fracturization, my top pick, who Anthony has somehow left out of his top 4 picks. We'll show you the pan and just the head on the start, but we'll show you the pan first. And Fracturization lost all chance last time when she leapt up at the air at the start, as you can see, and spotted the field 2 lengths. This is a horse who would have been 2 lengths clear in the blink of an eye. So trying to go 7 furlongs and having to rush into the pace after doing that, absolutely savage. I don't think she ran that badly, beating only 5 lengths, considering how it kind of worked out. So I actually thought Fracturization ran fine last time out. And in my opinion, Jose Ortiz, she is the speed of the speed in this race if she wants it. I think he's just supposed to go with her, and we'll show you the head on. There she goes. Boom, jumped up. Thank you. So I'm going to hope that she can just wire the field in here. I'm giving her one last chance. She ran very well 2 back. She was engaged in a wicked pace, and she's been a bit unlucky. But you are going to go to...
I drew in with Get the Candy, who did just that off the December layoff last time from Michelle Nevin. First time Lasix. Was able to control moderate pace. Not going to be able to do that today. Going to have to come from off the pace. But I like both of her turf races. She showed marked improvement as a 3-year-old last time out, and I think with some other.
But she's not making the lead.
No,
here,
she's going to have to. She's going to have to sit off. She's going to have to sit off today.
Gotta look up those fractions. They're not believable. I wonder if that's one of those mistimed races. It's always good to check Trackus on inner turf races at Belmont. I'm going to try to look that up. I'll look it up next replay we show. Okay, she ran well. Michelle Nevin's 3 for 8 off maiden wins and turf sprints. I respect Michelle. I thought she'd have to improve to win this race, but the figure did come back strong. The second place finisher consistently runs 8 to 10 points lower, so I wondered if it was a little on the high side. Uncle's Gem, maybe she'll just come back and win again. I wouldn't be shocked. We'll take a look at her last race for Linda Rice.
And I wonder what Arad does from the rail. I know Fracturization is probably faster, but maybe Arad tries to protect from the inside. It worked. It worked in the maiden win. Maybe if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. We'll see if she can try and bottom this field out and dealing with Fracturization early on. But yeah, if she came back and ran this race, she'd be right there today.
I'm going to try to look up the times according to Trackus and to get the Candy race. They are 22.3, 45.74, and 108.2. So actually, they're very much in line.
Similar.
Yeah, they're very much in line. So she got away with a wicked slow pace last time, but she did come home quickly. But she's not going to be in the same situation here. Uncle Jem can come back and win. Who else do we have in the mix here?
I don't know. I thought Athena Dancer. I don't think Athena Dancer was impossible.
Yeah.
Thought her maiden win was okay.
It was okay. She was okay. She got a good trip. But no, she didn't run that badly. Okay.
Give her one shot on the dirt. She was horrible.
Oh, I've got Mozienko in there. My man Dennis Lalman's now listed as the trainer. Of course, his wife has owned this horse for a couple of races. And, she actually did come to life last time. And Dennis is a trainer who had some real success with in the past. And she's got turf sprints that aren't that bad. I'm going to use Mozienko in here. I want her on my tickets. Little 6-8, little 1 for me. You prefer Get the Candy. I went in a different direction. Race number 10. I don't love my picks with the rails coming down in the inner because I picked 2 outside horses, but I'll have to hope for the best. What do we got in the way of replays? We've got a mono, who you have on top.
Fresh gelding.
For Chad Brown. This is 3 races back at 1 mile and 3/8. I don't know, man. I don't know, Anth. 180-day. I will say this, 180-day layoffs, turf, maiden special weight to maiden claimers, and routes. Chad Brown is 4 for 9, 246 ROI. I don't know. He can win. He's just kind of plods along, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't thrilled.
I liked him with a little less ground today.
Really?
Fresh gelding, a little less ground, yeah.
I thought he was better with more ground. Thought that race he ran well. He was compromised by a ridiculously slow pace. Thought that was far and away the best race he ran.
I thought the Price Talk race was better. But I could be
wasn't,
wrong.
but okay.
I'm sorry?
Wasn't better.
Okay.
I don't think you'd have too many people.
That is your opinion.
It is, but I don't think you'd have too many people to agree with you from a speed figure standpoint and a trip standpoint. He really didn't run well in that race. He really didn't. He had a very good trip that day, and he just gained no ground. I think he's better going longer. But doesn't mean he can't win here. You gave up on I am the law.
I did.
You just gave up completely.
I did.
Isn't today the day you're finally supposed to like him?
No, I'm done.
Really?
Yeah, I'm done.
So you don't believe that John Terranova would be a better turf horse?
I'm done.
How'd you do last time with this
I've
horse?
seen enough.
I know I take a lot of heat when I make fun of Anthony.
I've seen enough.
I think this horse is actually very logical in here. I'm going to annoy you. At 79 lunches, by the way, you've been on a very good run. I'm going to bet you a lunch tonight, even though I have a mono higher, and I'm not rooting against my friend Chad Brown, but I have to bet you a lunch. The 2 beats the 3 because I just want to win that lunch just to punish you. Can we bet one lunch on that? Okay.
Will the lunch be at Nova? Because Louis owns a mono.
I'm not rooting against Louis either. He's a wonderful man. He is. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
No question about it.
He is. He's a great guy and one of the most generous people you could imagine. So this is the race you're supposed to pick your boy Lee, isn't it? We'll get to. I'll mock you about Dinner Bell in a second, but this is the race you're supposed to.
You're gonna mock me about a 30-1 shot?
No, I'm just teasing. I just wanted to let you know I'm not letting you off the hook. Isn't No Burn dangerous in here?
Yeah, I got the race.
And by the way, Junior and Lee, go. Yeah. I know you had the rail last time, but you've got time to get to the turn. This horse should be on the front. I would put this horse on the engine. This horse didn't run badly last time at all.
He did not. He's got to get around Complicate.
Yes, I agree.
That's his only.
I agree.
I would imagine his only hurdle.
I would agree, but go. I would be aggressive and go.
But we also know that Jose Lezcano is going to be aggressive with Complicate.
I don't disagree.
So.
But I think No Burn is very dangerous.
I do too.
Aban. I like Aban.
Okay.
Dam is 2 for 2 with their production of the turf. Solid runners all around. Some nice buyers. One was a full, I think. Todd Pletcher actually has solid numbers going maiden special weight to maiden claimer with first-time turf. I thought this horse could be very interesting, and Luis Saez is supposed to go too, and if not, get the lead. Be very forwardly placed with her.
I wonder if the owner Alex Daigneault is related to the old harness driver regime.
Ask him. I thought the 12 was very interesting for Todd in this race, and I thought the price might be okay. So I'm going to head a little bit outside with those horses. Not that the 2 and 3 can't win. I'd like to use them all. What is the Dinner Bell story? Was there like Dylan Davis, Richie Migliori, your roommates?
No. No. Blinkers on. Second time LASIK. Stretching out off the November layoff. Twirling candy. Going to try to mile on a 16.
But the horse hasn't done any. I mean, I don't
know.
you have a tip on this horse?
No, not at all.
No story.
No, not a story.
This horse hasn't done an inch of running either one of
Well, let's
any
see
race.
what happens out of the sprints. This horse's pedigree says let's go a little longer. And
It's a pretty tough race.
I know. Well,
This is
we're
a
trying
very
to take a
tough
little
maiden
bit of a
special
shot.
field. Okay.
Try and get it.
Oh, you had a Calumet winner, so you're going to just bet the Calumet horses.
Here we go.
It's got to be
That's
some.
all it is.
There has to be some insane angle. Listen, I'm rooting for you, dude. I'm rooting for you with this horse. I just want to know what you could see about this horse's PPs.
Oh my God.
No, but I don't. I'm just trying to let you tell me.
I want to try and find a horse that hasn't,
run a step.
I want to try and find a horse trying something new in here.
Which is what? Running against better
Going
horses.
long and
Running against better
down a
horses
little
than
bit.
she's been in before. Okay.
Out of 5.5 furlong races, he's bred to run longer. I want to take a shot.
Really?
For
Midnight Loop Dam?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
What's the distance, Tomlinson? Ooh, 400 distance Tomlinson. Now I
didn't
know.
even see it.
Now I know why you like this horse. Now I
did
know your
not even
secret
see
is
it.
no longer safe. All right, listen. I've got to be able to make fun of you at least once a show.
I don't know.
Because it gives the haters a chance to get all excited and root for the horse.
I don't know how you can
You've
make
got
fun
the whole
of a 30 to
world
1
of haters
shot.
rooting against him.
I got the whole world in my hands, Andy.
Anyhow, it's been a pleasure.
It has.
What's on the agenda for the Big Ace to Beal today?
We got radio.
Phil's here.
We got Phil's here.
That's right.
Phil's here for the 50th on Saturday
That's
night.
right. Excited about Phil's
You'll never
birthday.
believe where we'll be
Good to
for
see
that.
Phil. He's a great man.
Yeah.
All right.
Gonna watch the field. Gonna break down and watch a Yankees game later on tonight.
Why?
It's the Field of Dreams game.
What's that?
It's from the movie Field of
They're
Dreams.
playing out in the cornfield?
They're playing in the cornfield.
The Yankees are?
Yes.
Who are they playing?
The White Sox.
What time?
7 o'clock.
Oh, I don't go to dinner till after that, so I'll put on the. Is that right?
It
Have they
is.
ever done this before?
No.
Was it postponed because of the pandemic? Were they supposed to play it last year?
That
I
is
feel like I read something.
Cac is telling us yes. So
John Kakamis
Yes.
knows fully aware of all useless information, even more than Anthony and I have. That is kind of cool. You've been to the
you been
Field
to
of Dreams?
you been to Dyersville?
Really? Was Kevin Costner there?
My man Bobby Newman.
Amy Madigan? James Earl Jones? My neighbor?
Moonlight Graham. Bobby Newman, my man radio co-host, is calling the races out in Prairie Meadows. And I thought about before Saratoga a road trip, but it's like another 3 hours past Prairie Meadows. So it's a huge.
Got the new vehicle, Anthony.
I know I could have taken Lil Kim, but I decided not to.
Head over to Naira Bets if you're not a member of Naira Bets. Think of all the fun you've just had. Think about
A ton of fun.
If you don't join Naira Bets, who knows what could happen to Anthony and I. So promo
Why
code
wouldn't you?
SPA200. Sign up. We will match you to $200 of your initial deposit. We've got the low rollers, and my man Jay is a low roller himself. He will be over there. He's one of the world's most wonderful people, as is Ray. So go see Jay and Ray outside the 4-Star Dave.
Jay Ray, great man.
$40 buy-in, $30 live money, $10. The prize pool, the Saturday contest, $300. Must play it online. Go to naira.com/contests.
You're very excited about the
And
forward slash thing.
Finally, well, I figured it out. I finally got it right. I think Fran helped me. Saturday Live, 1 to 6:30 on FS2.
The deuce.
I'm going to have a quick lunch before I head and join my good friend Greg Wolf right here for the first part of the card.
See you mañana.
All right. You have a wonderful day and stick around because the voice of New York racing, the one and only John Embrial, will be up next with a reprise of the Scratches and Changes.